Captain Michael Torres settled into seat 12F, adjusting his olive green jacket as his 8-year-old son, David, buckled in. Beside him, the afternoon flight from Denver to Atlanta was packed, filled, with the usual mix of business travelers and families heading home after Thanksgiving weekend. Michael ran his hand through his dark hair, still feeling the weight of the decision he had made 6 months ago. Leaving the Air Force after 15 years of service had not been easy, but David needed stability. Since Maria had passed away 2 years earlier, it had been just the two of them, and Michael knew his son needed more than video calls from overseas deployments. "Dad, look at those jets," David whispered, pressing his face against a small airplane window as they taxied past a formation of military aircraft visible in the distance. Michael smiled, remembering his own childhood fascination with aircraft. "Those are F-22 Raptors, son. The most advanced fighter jets in the world." A woman across the aisle glanced over with interest. She appeared to be in her late 30s with blonde hair pulled back and wearing a professional navy blazer. She had been working on her laptop since boarding, but now she closed it and leaned forward slightly. "Excuse me," she said politely. "I could not help but overhear. Are you familiar with military aircraft?" Michael nodded modestly. "I have some experience with them." "Yes, my name is Sarah Coleman. I am a journalist with Aviation Weekly." She extended her hand across the aisle. "I am actually working on a story about modern air combat pilots. Would you mind if I asked what your connection is to the military?" David looked up at his father with pride. "My dad was a pilot. He flew the really fast planes." Michael placed a gentle hand on his son's shoulder. "David, remember we talked about not bothering other passengers?" "Oh, he is not bothering me at all," Sarah said warmly. "Flying was not just what I did. It was who I was. But David is my priority now. He has already lost one parent. I was not going to risk him losing another." David reached over and took his father's hand. "I am glad you came home. Dad, I missed you when you were gone." Michael squeezed his son's hand, feeling the familiar tightness in his throat that came whenever David mentioned missing him during deployments. The captain's voice came over the intercom again. "Ladies and gentlemen, we have been cleared for takeoff. Flight attendants, please prepare for departure." As the plane began to taxi toward the runway, Major Bradley stood up. "Sir, it has been an honor meeting you. If you ever decide you want to get back in the cockpit, even as an instructor, I know a lot of people who would jump at the chance to learn from you." Michael nodded politely. "Thank you, Major, but my flying days are behind me now." As Bradley returned to his seat, Sarah leaned across the aisle one more time. "Mr. Torres, I know you value your privacy, but would you ever consider sharing your story? Not the classified details, but your perspective on service, sacrifice, and what it means to be a hero? I think people need to hear voices like yours." AI considered her question as a plane lifted off, the ground falling away beneath them. Through the window, he could see the F-22s in the distance, still conducting their training exercises. "Maybe someday," he said, finally, "but right now, my most important mission is sitting right here, beside me." David looked up at his father with adoring eyes. "Dad, when I grow up, I want to be just like you." Michael felt his heart swell with both pride and responsibility. "Then be kind, be honest, and always put family first. The rest will take care of itself." As the plane climbed toward cruising altitude, Michael Torres, the man they called Phantom, held his son's hand and watched the clouds drift past the window knowing that sometimes the greatest acts of heroism happen not in the sky, but in the quiet moments when we choose love over glory,